Welcome to a special episode of Get Your Rear in Gear with Lori. I'm your host, Lori McAfee, and today we are going to stroll through more of the pages of my book, Burning Hope. So I'm excited that you have chose to join me. Burning Hope is a story of love, but how we can also often feel abandoned, ashamed, and full of despair. We get caught slipping into the darkness of worldly pleasures when we walk between the twin flames of romance and faith. And God teaches us that facing our pain is the only way out. And through the gentle breeze of grace, we can be guided into the most unexpected encounters of redemption and hope. And there we can learn that love does heal those invisible scars that are left by the blaming phases of our past. But this episode is not just about the book. It's a journey of love, resilience, and personal growth. So whether you're tuning in with me on your morning commute or doing your workout or just sitting there enjoying the peace and quiet and sipping your favorite drink, I want you to get ready to begin this journey with me of hope, love, and redemption. And I'm going to share true stories, practical advice, and how faith can so be profound on our personal growth. So I want to thank you for joining me today. Now, let's get started. One of the underlying themes in Burning Hope is unexpected encounters. And sometimes we think that those don't happen to us, and we look at everything as just coincidental. But Scripture is not the only place that unexpected encounters are found. Just like the woman at the well, when she encountered Jesus, it changed the trajectory of her life. And those unexpected encounters, when we look for them and are open to them and believe them, then they can also change the trajectory of our life. Just like for me. I had a friend to invite me to go out with them when I was still at home. And she said that there was another guy going to go. And I was like, okay, but not going to be interested. And so I'd already just made my mind up. And then I met him and we had the most lovely evening. And for 31 years, we've still been having the most lovely evenings. And so that was an unexpected encounter because I didn't expect to meet the man that I would marry. And I asked him not long ago because it really just had never hit me. Why were you even there? Like, were you invited? Did you hang out with this guy that invited you to go? And he said, no, I just saw him in town and I knew him from church. But, we didn't hang out on a regular basis. But he just invited me that night. And I said, that was a God moment. And he was like, yeah, it was. Because like I said, for 31 years, we've been together for 32, but for 31 years, we've had an amazing marriage. It's not been perfect, but it's been an amazing marriage. And so that was an unexpected encounter. And I don't want to spoil anything about that's in the book that's in Burning Hope, but there's an unexpected encounter that is at an accident where two souls meet and it changes the trajectory of their life. And so I want to raise your curiosity for the book, but I don't want to spoil anything for you. And something else that was a personal, unexpected encounter in my husband's life was when we got married, we moved to Birmingham because he was going to go to optometry school. And so he had applied but wasn't accepted. And we were definitely disappointed in that. But we knew that we would try again. And so he started taking some classes so that he could reapply the next year. And during one of those classes, he met this guy and they became buddies. And the guy told him that he was going to be a dentist and told him he should walk over to the dental school and find out a little bit more about it. And my husband did, and he loved it. And I so will forever be thankful for our friend Bill because he introduced my husband to his profession of dentistry, which we know that is what God has called him to because he is so engineer and architecturally minded. And he is a great dentist and so gentle. And so that is forever going to be something that I will consider as an unexpected encounter that we did not anticipate on God putting in our path, but He did. And we often forget that Scripture tells us in Romans 8:28 that all things work together for the good of those who believe. That is all things. And it's so hard for us to believe sometimes that things that are tragic, that are painful, that breaks us, can be used for good, but it can. And we have to remember that God is always at work around us. We just have to meet Him there. So that means that we have to be looking for these unexpected encounters. We have to be open to the opportunity. We have to believe in those divine appointments and look for those divine appointments. I love nothing more than when I have an orchestrated divine appointment that God has put two people in our path that change the way that I walk my life. And that has happened so many times with friends that I have met all over the country, that have helped me to become a podcaster and a YouTuber and write a book and be a speaker and a coach. And so those are all have been unexpected encounters that I never knew would change my life so much. And it has. And so I want you to be on the lookout for those unexpected encounters and just be open to that thought and see what God does when these take place. And just, believe the promise and trust the process. So I'm very glad that you chose to join me today as we took a look a little deeper into the pages of Burning Hope. And remember, look for those unexpected encounters. I'll never forget, I took a little series class the other day from Tiffany Peterson, and she said, look for feathers. And it was so strange because the day before, my granddaughters had brought a feather to me. And every day I saw at least one feather. And I was like, when you look for something, then it happens. And so I want you to be looking for those God moments, for those unexpected encounters, and those divinely orchestrated appointments, because they're there. And like I said, God is always at work around us. We just have to look for Him and meet Him there. And I want to thank y'all for joining me today on this special episode of Get Your Rear in Gear with Lori. And don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss an episode. Until next time, y'all keep moving forward to become the person that God created you to be.